Hi everybody, my name is Dennis and welcome back to another video. Today we have a very special video. It's the top 5 worst songs of the year. I'm limiting this to one song per artist. And let's get right into it with number 5. We have Digital by Imagine Dragons. This song is a mess. That's the easiest way to put it. It's a complete and total mess. I apologize for the poor lighting. This song wants to be an experimental rock song, it wants to be pop, it wants to be a little bit of everything, and it ends up doing nothing well whatsoever. It is frustrating to listen to, has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. It's an awkward amalgamation of genres that just don't fit together in the way they're presented in this song. It was definitely the worst off of their album this year. Very disappointing album as well. And yeah, so number 4, White Hand Please, Dramatic Effect. Number 4, we have Nice Guy by Eminem. Once again, another big artist who released a very horrible song with an excruciating to listen to feature for the hook, some horrendous lyrics that, even though the message behind them may not be all that bad, it pairs well with the song Good Guy that goes right next to it, the album, both of them being about an relationship gone wrong. But really, this one in particular just does not work well at all. The vocals on it are horrible. The beat is painfully forgettable. There's just so much going wrong here, it makes it near impossible to appreciate anything that's going right. Like I said, the vocals on this are the main point of just ugh. But really, there's just nothing of quality I hear in this song whatsoever. It's definitely Eminem at his worst. So that being said, number 3, Dramatic Effect. Number 3, we have Everybody Hates Me by Tom MacDonald. And with a song this bad, I can understand why people hate him. It's an awkward, political, woke commentary on everybody hating him just because they're jealous, just because they want what he has, just because, oh, gay people hate me because I call things gay, straight people hate me because I say the things they're too afraid to say. And it's just a bunch of fake deep stuff that panders to a very extreme right. It's not necessarily the side of the political debate that it irritates me, but really just the arrogant, awkward, and self-centered way that it's portrayed. It's really disgusting to see how someone thinks so much of themselves when they've really done nothing other than fail to make people angry. And that's the thing, this song is really just trying to make people angry. And also, I've given this way more time than it even deserves, because it fails to make any sort of splash whatsoever. It's trying to be controversial, it's trying to be edgy, it's trying to be, really provocative, but it just falls flat on its face. It's not so disgusting that it makes me want to take a shower. It's not so offensive that I want to clear it from my search history. It's just boring. And even though the beat just sounds like a mediocre at best Macklemore song, it just doesn't. The lyrics are the main thing of this song that are just so poorly conceived in every single way that I just don't understand how someone can think that this is smart, that this is interesting, or that this is well done in really any way, shape, or form. So, Dramatic Effect. Number 2, this song was something that ruins a classic, and that is none other than the song Ocean to Ocean by Pitbull. This coming from the Aquaman soundtrack. And this has an egregiously offensive sample of the classic song Toto, or the classic song from Toto, Africa. And this is used on a really poorly sampled, just no respect for the original. It's used in such an offensive way, and not necessarily because of the context that it's used in. It's just offensive because of how much they have a disregard for the classic. Something like the cover of Africa by Weezer this year was something that still stayed true to the original, and it was well done, and it respected what it came from. But unfortunately, with this song here, it just uses it as a selling point because it's trendy on the internet, and that's just offensive. That's really just disgusting. To have such little knowledge of music culture that you think sampling this song for no reason whatsoever, where it doesn't even fit into the message of the song, where it's about bringing the rains down in Africa because it's dry, because there's not water there, on a song called Ocean to Ocean, makes no sense whatsoever. Pitbull is standard Pitbull on here. The song is poorly mixed as well. The vocals throughout Pitbull's verse are much quieter than the loud sampling on the hook of it. And really, that's the only part that you can distinguish as half-decent music. And it is offensively stolen from a much greater piece of work. There's really no need to listen to this when you can just listen to the original or even the cover, because those are both much more fluent, much more well-made, much more thoughtful songs. And that's really the worst part about this, is that it serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever. There's no need for this thing to exist. But despite some offensive political nonsense, despite some disgusting sampling, despite everything being just horrible in a song, none of these quite made my worst of the list. So, the worst song of 2018, it honestly wasn't a very difficult decision for me. Dramatic effect and drum roll, please. The worst song of the year, and although I know it was released as a single in 2017, the album was released in 2018, my channel wasn't made in 2017, and this is my video, I make the rules, deal with it. That's none other than Young and Menace by Fall Out Boy. My goodness gracious. Could you have a more, just such a horrible song? I don't know how it's even possible to make a song this atrocious. From the poorly written, ill-conceived, just horrendously fake deep lyrics, the blaring, overproduced everything on this song, the absolutely awful vocal effects that run the entire way through, and don't even get me started on that horrible, I don't know if it's supposed to be a bass drop, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a breakdown, I don't know what it's supposed to be, it's just bad. It's really just bad. The high-pitched, chipmunk, irritating, just like esque hook on it goes on for, I think, close to 40 seconds, which is way too long. I mean, 10 seconds would be too long for this mess. And I just can't wrap my head around how someone would think that this was even a half-decent idea. Who listens to that music, thinks people are gonna like this, puts it as the opening track on your album, releases it as a teaser track for your album? Like, they must be proud of this thing. That's the only reason they put it out like this. They must be really proud of this. But I don't know why. Why would you be proud of something like this? Why? Why? There's absolutely nothing to be proud of. Because calling this a song is being generous. Because it's really just that bad. It has a discernible pattern. It has a voice in it. It has instruments in it. I can tell that this is music, and that's about the best I can say about this thing. Because every single element that was put into this is so horrible. And while other things may have had bad lyrics, other things may have had poor production, other things may have had really weak vocal performances, this takes almost everything those other songs had and just puts it tenfold. And even though there isn't anything other than maybe the hook that's so egregiously offensive to it, everything about it is just so bad. When I struggle to find anything of quality from it whatsoever, there's no reason for that to be anywhere but in the worst of the year list. I can look at Ocean to Ocean and still say, well, at least the hook sounds somewhat decent, even if it was ripped from a better song. You know, something like Everybody Hates Me at least the beat is catchy. Something like Nice Guy, I mean, at least Eminem is trying. I mean, the lyrics, I guess, could have been worse on it. I mean, he's still giving it an effort. Something like Digital from Imagine Dragons, I can at least see an appeal to it, even if I think it's horrible. But Young and Menace is the lowest music can go, because it is just so bad in every single way. There's nothing good about this whatsoever. And with that being said, that was my top 5 worst songs of the year. Did I miss any songs? I didn't listen to everything. You can't expect me to. What were some of your least favorite tracks of the year? Be sure to tell me how wrong my opinion is as always, and I'll see you in the next review.